Cosmic star seeds. Where's my stars at? Where's my stars at? Where's my shiny stars? All over this incredible realm that we're on. I haven't been on for a while. I'm Chastia, and cohu32.com is up and it is live, and we are so excited to turn on this new ship, because that's what it is, how to connect with all of you. This video today, I haven't been on for a while, and there's a reason for that. I want to, real quick, just because I haven't been on, I want to tell you a little bit about the website and what that is. And then we are going to talk about the transits and the energies that we are currently in, and a little bit of what the last 30 days was, and more so what it means to come, and where we are in this cosmic cycle of the year, as we've learned so much about these cosmic energy cycles and how to best utilize the energy that is naturally being made by everybody, and the how the planets link into you. And man, um we've got healers. I want, real quick, and then at the end of the video, or not the end, but the main reason, and so this might be long, so grab your coffee. I want to talk about the energy bodies and shadow work, and what we all just cleared, and how to make sure that you are connecting to the good that's going to come out of it, and just how we're seeing the physics, because this is really all about physics at different layers and different energy changes that are happening within these different layers. So I want to talk about that, because it has to do with your auric field, it has to do with the seals, it has to do with all of us who just did this amazing work. So, I mean, the shadow workers, and if you don't know what that is, then you're going to learn about it here. And if you do know, then FYI too, everybody's going to go through their own shadow work. But if you will, there was a team of shadow workers that had been here for a really long time, that because of the way the shadow works, we were all working together in unison to complete and master, for the first time, clearing these different layers. And so there's a group of us, you'd call us healers, and you're seeing us sprout up all over the place. And all different ones of us, all we did was master how we communicate with others, and also we were part in the shadow team that cleared the curses and cleared any sequence in any bloodline. Not not color. We don't talk about black and white over here, because it's way, 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 way deeper than that. So every curse in every line, in every illness, and every stop that happened, even within family lines down here, stopped from completing missions, stopped from doing this, taken out, murdered, taken off the matrix, thrown off the grid, drove crazy. They were driven crazy, or made to think that they did, so they could lock them up, so they could keep their money. And grandma always got the house, and we always lost the farm. That type stuff is all cleared from every single line down here. Every one. Watch what I do. But there's still the process, and of processing it through your body, processing it through your field. And if you haven't started your own journey in clearing your stuff, You have been on your journey of clearing your stuff. You just didn't realize it, like all of us who didn't either when we started clearing this stuff. So that's what I want to talk about on today, and that's what popped me up on YouTube to come on. And so first, cohu32.com. Go check it out, please. Connect. There's a purple banner. Go read about it. If you don't have any ching ching right now, that's okay. Go read about the different colors. Go read about the different clothes. Go read, because everything written in there is telling you about the Cohu 32 cosmic rays. There's 32 star energies that are in the Milky Way that connect into you and bridge over these energetics and these etheric bodies to make the bigger etheric body, which is what we call the force in the angelic realm and all these different things. But you are connected through your astrology, and we use an equal house system in astrology like a telescope. And so I'm going to do a video this week to show you how to pull your chart, because it's real cheap and easy to get involved with this, because it's not why we're here. We're also here to make sure that you get the ching ching to be able to order the Red Riding Blue. I have it on right now. This is the Red Riding Blue, and it's this amazing sweater spandex material. And it is a little jacket, and then look, it's got these little yoga pants, and they really are like yoga pants. There's no zippers. They're really super, super comfortable. It's called the Red Riding Blue. I will say on this, if your problem area is your arms, go up a size. The pants stretch out, and they're really like sweater yoga pants. It's called the Red Riding Blue. It's available in green too. But anyway, check it out. And this is the Wheel of Fate necklace that's on there. It's under spiritual armor. And also, if you have healing modalities, or you have cards, or you have anything that you want to connect and get on the site, that's what this is all about. Because we want to put your stuff on our store. We can work out a deal to figure it out. We're doing mass promotions. I want to thank my team. Oh my gosh. And everyone that's been involved with me. Thank you. No matter if you came against me or not, because no matter what it was, rivalry sometimes is what makes us get up and go. So um, you'll find under Align and Find, you'll find the coloring book, and you'll find a digital chart. You'll find ways to find out your hues from us, but also for $4.44, it'll be up this next week. We'll have it up on Monday. So keep watching, because we're adding stuff right now. On Monday, for $4.44, you'll be able to download. We've got this all on one page. It's what's on the back of the coloring book. It's got the 3 energies that are on every energetic ray, just kind of like a 3-word, like right now the sun is in high AIDS, and we just came out of, and those words are, it's a matrix semiconductor. Matrix semiconductor. When you have that energy, you're conducting energy in the matrix grid, and you are the matrix grid. So you're able to run communication through them. Okay, but then the thing is, if you don't realize that, then you get what? Trapped in the matrix, right? So it's got a list of those 3 energies, and I'm going to show you how to pull your chart on here. Download, they're called digi downloads. You can download that and print it, hang it, print it on a shower curtain if you want, right? And keep that in your house, and put it up, and you can pull your own chart, pull your friends' charts, and at least get and understand what energies you have. The coloring books help you align it. The coloring books, whenever you get it, it walks through it to give you a mind map pattern, so that then you can draw it, and then you're connected into it. No one else knows your information. We don't see it. It's not going through the web. It's not going through digital. If you're not worried about that, oh, and you can get it for $40 with shipping included, or If you want to sign up on the form, we can do it for you and send it to you. But I strongly suggest to do it on your own. We'll be here to help you. That's what these videos, and please follow Inspired Alignment. Thank you, Natalie. Natalie's been building up videos over there, and she does. We're perfecting the card readings and how to describe these energies on a daily basis. Um, I want to thank Alicia. Thank you, Alicia. She helped get the funds and really helped organize and get the store going. And Michelle, my rock, she's been with me for 4 years. She's been with me through clearing these curses, through connecting back into the technology company that I had stolen from me. See, my and I'm not going to get into my story, but my point is we're getting it back. It never really left. See, and these are these lessons that that over time, you know, when you see somebody that goes, that you know what they went through, and it might have taken 10 years, it might have taken 11 years, because these were long cycles. But then you're like, oh my gosh, then they made it out. How did they do that? Well, we're still walking, coming out. We're just doing it together because we got smart. So thank you, Michelle and Natalie and Brenda. So makeup by Brenda Lee. There's some products that we're going to put up there. So if you've got any type of products for your face that you make at home, things like that, please get in touch with me, because, and Emily from Gatswick, you're going to be seeing a lot more of her. And if you are in Europe, you're going to be seeing Cohu 32 this summer, really quick at your festivals, and learning here at Cohu 32 about different festivals that you can go to get together, dance, sing, learn more about healing modalities. So we're super excited about that. Um, what else with that? By October, we will have our cards out and calendars available. So as we're tracking these things on here, you'll be able to have some tools. In the meantime, we'll let you know how we're doing it so that you can follow along. Um, on the new moons, every new moon on cohu32.com, we will launch new products. That's from us and from any of our sister collabs or our brother collabs. Um, every full moon, if you go and now just go and connect with us, go to the site, go to About Us, connect with us, or there's a purple banner. Send us a little note. Let us know where you are in the world, and we'll put you on the map, because we're building our Cohu flower of consciousness over there. So we want to put you on the map. And we want to be able to send you when the secret sale days are, because around the full moons, and you want to be checking, because we're going to drop the prices on a lot of things in order to wholesale prices. Everything on the site is available in wholesale prices. If you got to run a booth, or you want some products to sell and you don't know what to do, or you want to add some products to what you're already doing, but you really don't have people come into the booth because you're doing services, let me know. Everything on the website is devised in order to do that for you. We're just in the beginning, but we're still doing it. So let me know. And when you connect, you will also get one of these. We'll send you the digi download for this, and you can print it, hang it, do whatever you want to do. But this SKU barcode really does energetically line up all those bubbles. So we want you to have Cohu 32 energetics, plus your animals love this. For some reason, if you leave it out, the cats will be laying on this. I promise. We will be getting you a rug soon. Um, I think that is a little bit it on that. Didn't mean to spend that much time on it. So now let's talk about the energy of the collective, where we are right now. So we have the sun, which is, and Natalie pointed on this a little bit in her last video on Inspired Alignment. We have the sun moving into Aldebaran. Well, Aldebaran is Archangel Michael. Aldebaran is New Earth. In a lot of ways, because of how the wheel works, and realize that no matter what star points you have, that you still have to get you. You've got to get your ideas. You've got to get your creations through the wheel, because the spinning of the wheel through our transits is through time, and how Venus and Mars and how the whole thing works with your energetic to print your reality is in a big energetic wheel. So what you're doing whenever you're co-creating with the universe in different ways is you are, whether you do this in seasons, whether you do this with the equinoxes, whether you do this with holidays because you didn't know any other ones, but we have these time markers, and there's a reason that the holiday is in that part, that part of the month, that month of the year. There's a reason that that holiday jumps 2 weeks, 3 weeks, moves around. It's like, why is Thanksgiving always the same freaking Thursday, but Easter is like, blah, 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 blah. Well, there's a reason. But see, these are things that we didn't remember because we weren't taught to track anything but the day and the month and the year, and hurry up and get it done now. Well, see, now we know that's really not possible sometimes, just to get it done now, because there has to be an original thought, and then that thought has to then become something else to something else to something else. Now, here's the thing: when it gets way out here and it's connected into everything else, this is the trick. How the heck do you get in it? How do you bring it in? That's what we're all mastering over here. It's actually pretty fun once you get out of the murky murk. But the murky murk is, and that's what we're going to talk about next. Now, the reason I think I even went into all that is because, see, realize that Gemini, so if you're flying, so you're in Taurus. Okay, I'm in Taurus. Now, what's Taurus? Earth. Okay, what's the end of Taurus? The Pleiades, right here. This blue color, kind of like a slate blue. Everything's slate blue. You're in slate blue. You're in this. You're looking for royal blue. Okay? In the Pleiades. But you're coming from the stars. You're beaming down. It's all energy and all light waves. And all, right? Because it's the Pleiades. It's like it's way out, and it's in this birth canal. It's making all these things. Now when you go into Gemini, it's like, ah! You remember Claudia and Chance and Meatballs? Remember when they jump in the Jello? Gemini. Now, whenever you jump into Jello, see, and this is why at the very beginning degrees of Gemini, and this isn't in the Cohu 32, but see, every degree is important. However, we got to start somewhere. This one's telling you the energetic rays that are connected in to a 32 wheel. All of us have a different sequence of them. Now, the ones in between, all those points in between, oh, that'd be the details. That'd be what was made from it, what was this, what was that, is all important. All important. But this is what this is going to tell you is exactly what is your energetic and what's the energies, and then we fill in the blanks. Okay? So blue avians are right there at the beginning degrees of Gemini. Not an avian, not a bird, not Thoth, not a human with wings. That's the beginning degrees of Taurus. Beginning degrees of Gemini, blue avian. Well, what's a blue avian, you ask? Kind of like Avatar. The energies, they're so powerful from the Pleiades that their energetic bodies hold a projection from up there down in the jello. So it's like you're in the jello, and then all of a sudden you start seeing people. Okay, you're seeing blue avians connected to you, but they ain't really in the jello. They're talking to you from up there. Now, as you get to the highs, which is where the sun just came out of, and we call this the Elohim, it's Orion. So now you're in Orion star systems. Microsoft has a whole thing they're calling Orion. It's not what Orion was. So Orion star seeds, and I was one of them in my natal. Oh, and Bellatrix further out. We ain't got that far yet. Elohim, fallen angels. Now that's energies, and I've got it slated from Gemini 2 degrees to, I believe, 6 degrees. So if you have any energies in Gemini 2 to 6 degrees, that's Orion heights. Now you can you use these as a benefit. Now this is also why people that have that energy tend to kind of be in Penny Dreadful world. Like everything just has a little bit of an undercurrent. Dungeons and Dragons, and like how I had all the weird bikers pop up in my world. It was a version of that, but kind of from an organization because it was in Bellatrix. The Hyades would be more like Dungeons and Dragons and Sabrina the Witch and that type of thing. Why? Because you're a full on star. You're a star. Yes, you are. You're a full on star, and you stopped and fell into the Jello. Now the energy of you is in that Jello. So now let's think about, and this is what's really cool, right? Because in the end, what are we doing? Why did we do those clearings? Why did we do all that, right? Why did we even do all that? What does it mean? Why were we clearing space? Why is my body hurting? Why am I getting these headaches? Why do I feel like I'm going up, and I get a lot of information, and then I kind of get sick, or I get emotional, and then I've got to purge a bunch of stuff, right? Now this is all a part of creating your new reality. You have to do both parts, and they work in unison, because you're magnifying another bubble to you. But you got all these layers that you've got to clear and pop and process, clear, pop, process, clear, pop, process. Why? Because no matter if you have Orion Hyades or not, it's the sun. We just went through, we just landed in that, and now our story and our connection to source and everything else that's coming through our body has to process and beam out of us to melt the jello, because that's how it works. You melt the jello. You land in the hides and you melt the jello. The problem is, as a fallen angel, if you don't know that what's happening is the jello's melting, and that mirror gets clearer and clearer and clearer and clearer. And see, because what's really happening is all of us are doing it together. And so what's also happening is the dome is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But if you're the one in the middle collecting, you're getting bigger and bigger and bigger, like the puff marshmallow man. Dun, 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 because your energetic body is collecting above and below. Okay. Now, when you get to Aldebaran, what that really is, man, you shined. You went inside and you were like, no, screw this jello. And you really do have to consciously, in a way, do that. And if you haven't done that, do it right now. tell your energy body to fully project from height. Make sure they see me in Aldebaran, because in Aldebaran, we're because all of us that fell are still connected to the ones that are looking down on us too. That's why we know, keep looking up, keep looking up, keep looking up, keep swimming, keep swimming. Okay. And we're going, have faith, you can do it, you can do it, because it's only mind tricks inside a matrix Orion grid that's even making you think that you can't. Because whenever you're dealing with Gemini, you're dealing with splits of Sagittarius. You're dealing with twins. You're dealing with two sides of everything, right? And really you can think about in the house of Gemini, when you first get in Gemini, it's like a seesaw. When all of us, the collective, jump on that seesaw in Gemini, or depending on who activates in Gemini, because see, that was a big deal coming through this last round. That's how we know this works, because this is how we woke up the human collective. This is why you only need one to activate. You only need 242 charts in the cosmic web, because that's how many it took to put together the Osiris body. Now, who's Osiris? I don't know. I just helped put together the body. How did I help put together the body? Because I helped put together the star systems, because I was the astronomist that all came in, see, and I did all those charts for a couple of years, and then what happened? I went in it. I did all the charts. I took all the knowledge in. Y'all all connected. We did every single video, every healing that I did. We started out doing breathing. Every breathing thing that we did, we were connecting into a cosmic. And this is anybody, if y'all have been with me, if you got readings 2018, for sure. Because that's when it really linked in, 2018. Because we were, unbeknownst to you, that's why you even came to me, because you were magnetized to come to me. You just knew you had to get a reading. You just knew this is when I was still not even knowing what the heck. I'm telling you what we were doing now. We were connecting, all of us just knew, and I still figuring out how to do it. I didn't even know purely what I was doing. And something just fell. And then and then in each video we said, I connect to my starseed lineages and I command it to be cleared from descendants, ascendants. We did this little thing. Now, when each of us did that, it did create it. It is how we were able to finish these connections that went way out to Ophiuchus and way out to Sirius and way out to Spica, the ancient, to wake up the DNA inside every single human body here. Because it's what we were here to do. And to prove to ourselves and to show how it works. But we're still learning, because we're in human form, and our mind gives us limits. But that's not what it is. Whenever you understand how it all works and how it's even possible that you can pull up from something or change your, then see, that's Aldebaran, and that's New Earth. But it's connected into Antares on the other side. So the sun is getting to that at 9 degrees. Right now, we're just now entering the orb. When the sun gets to 9 degrees, now, which is going to be around the 30th, and that is the closing of this portal that opened up really, since the Andromedan solar eclipse, which was, what, January? Like, don't get me lying over here. I'd have to go. But for sure, because whenever you understand how these energies work in a larger cycle to birth, and you've watched your creation and the collective and all of this go through this, it's like a washing machine and a printer and a projector and a storage facility. These quantum storage facilities are what the ones who are in charge, and the ones who had a little bit of the knowledge that I'm giving you, enough to gate the gate the to gate everybody and not let everybody out because nobody else knew what I'm telling you. So each one of us too, this is why we end up, like my Anaheim experience and even what I'm going through in my life with my son right now. And a lot of us who have cleared curses, we've cleared DNA, we have cleared massive, massive, massive organizations. I mean, realize that the fabric of energy that civilization as you knew it was being driven and stored and purposely kind of like muddying the energy in order to produce more low frequency things, and so we call this Illuminati. We call this even certain religions that people get lost in bringing in this power. I'm talking about like what's been coming up lately is Seventh Day Evangelists and because Scientology was more like the technical version of it, but if you looked at the polarized version of Scientology, then you'll also find Pentecostal and Seventh Day Advent, and the link in between is Jehovah Witness. Now, are all these organizations bad? No, but if you were in them, then know that you have some type of weaving. Okay, now, and that group that I just named is a very is of churches and religions. You'll notice that a lot of the big ones that we knew that we were dealing with from another perspective, and that's my point. It's like a group, they're groups of energetics. The ones I just listed are going to be more tied with the Buddha Kabbalah links into the body, and the ones that are not being taught any of this higher religious hocus pocus. Okay, because there was a collective of us that was always, and nobody was right or wrong in the end if everyone would just understand that different collectives and different organizations that even your families were involved in, when you are you consciously cut that cord, you have to say it, you have to command it, you only have to command it once, but 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 you have to tell your energy, because everything's conscious and your body is the processor, computer, projector, not your phone, not the computer. Do see what happened down here is that all of us not realizing and remembering how we were connected into the cosmos, how we rebirth, what planets are here for, what we're here for, that we're really on a giant star that is clearing space, and no matter where through an evolution cycle the most ancient humans down here activate to, that's what energetic is, becomes what you call Earth. We're moving into the evolution to where we're more Venetian beings. This is why the whole Mars thing, all these gifts that everyone wants to say aren't real, that those of us who know what we can do, heal, change. I mean, calling lightning, making it rain, making it storm, making it snow, stigmata in your hand when earthquakes come. The amount of telepathy that we have. If you go online and text me, I feel your energy texting me, and I know someone's texting me before. It's so clear. These channels are so clear now with us. You can't sneak up on nobody no more once you clear. Now, there is a period in between that where everybody kicked my ass and they freaking got one over on me every single time. FYI. Because there's so many mirror projections as you're going through those gates of Gemini once you get on the other side of Aldebaran. Because Aldebaran's going to be all connected into the mind. It's going to be connected into Antares. It's all about knowledge. The stuff I'm telling you now, how we create as humans down here. The ancient Egyptian mystery secrets, born again on this realm, inside all of us, who cleared the shadow. Now we're working in unison again. We are that 144, born again, by the way, because that message just those sequences just went out again, and this will make sense to y'all. This last month that I was gone, that sequence just went out again for the second time over the past 5 years last week. Because when you understand that 144,000 is in a giant speaker network. Now notice that I didn't say bubble network. It's more like a speaker network because your body is your speaker. So when and all we really and talking about evolution and see nothing the way that our collective got woke up. Okay, if you're new to the ascension journey and you watch our stories and or you've been following me and you've seen me change over and over and over, that's the point. But it's only been 4 years. You can't sidestep from here to here. It's impossible. It's impossible. Right now, what we're calling this is chutes and ladders. Chutes and ladders. Now you've got chutes and ladders inside your consciousness because see, unbeknownst to what you might think about these etheric bubbles, these mofos are locked. You gotta really know. Now, I'm not saying you can't do it because we've done it. And whenever you master completely the whole freaking thing. Like if you're the one who goes through this one, goes through this one, goes through this one, takes over this one, then guess what? You know how to open those bubbles. Now, my point is, not everybody should be knowing how to open these bubbles, right? See, this is all the stuff that Rumpy Rump and the government's hiding, and they were opening bubbles they shouldn't have been open. They were calling them futures. But realize in order to have the keys to open these bubbles is my point. There was a team of us that were here. We's laying here. This is all in the Bible. We's hidden for the time. Well, it was time to turn on that network. Turn on the speaker system. will trust every single one of us that were connected to that speaker system that were not used to felt it in every bit of our being. Now, why am I telling you this? Because Chutes and Ladders, those of us as a crew that came through and split these babies and laid a sequence, there is one to get out and to get through every single etheric bubble for you to completely clear. And this is what clearing our curses and da 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 da, and that is what shadow work was. This and if you did stuff with timelines, then what you were doing was helping us connect the timelines. Because whenever you cut this, I mean, because this block might have been on 20,000 years. You kind of got to be careful if you're the one cutting it, because if you're not the one that originated it, you're going to delete yourself too. So my point is that what is happening to all of us, okay, is that no matter what 32 star points, now notice that this is in half. Why is it in half? Because this would be your equator. It's the biggest circumference. It's the 33. Why do you think it's called 33 masonry? Ding, 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 ding. Because it runs all this energy from what? The shadow. And if you don't have any shadow, you ain't got no power. Now, what everybody needs to understand and remember that number one rule on earth is everything is polarized. Number two rule on earth is go back and look at number one, because I guarantee you did not get to the depths of it. Because remember that if you are clearing the shadow, what are you also clearing? The highest freaking point up here. So realize that if you're a star being, let's say, because this happens to be if this is the wheel, this right over here happens to be number 31, Fomalhaut. Okay, and that's Fomalhaut. That's Archangel Gabriel. That's Gabriel. See, the sun's in Michael right now. Get under my wing. Let me protect you. I'm in the grid. I can hold the grid up for you. Get in, get in, get in, get in, get in. I hear you. Get in. Okay. Gabriel's on Pisces to Virgo. Gabriel is up there and he's kicking all the star projections. See, and this is also when you go super conscious. Like for 3 years, I was super conscious. See, I still can go into super consciousness now. And I naturally go into it when I need to because something energetic's going on, but I'm not having to live in super consciousness anymore. And if you can see the difference in my energy now and where I was last year, you can see the difference. Now, there's a reason that it became so compressed to where I was interacting with everything, because we were the crew that birthed the bubble from the beginning in 2017 and all that. And it gets wound up on you until it basically blows up because you're connected into the whole thing. So everything becomes tighter, tighter, tighter. You see every fucking code. You pass every single thing because it's all you. Now we know. And if the pressure cooker feels that, and because we know, we don't know exactly who it is that's doing it, but we know someone's doing it, because otherwise why would it trigger that instinct in me to counteract it? Because otherwise it would never get triggered, it would never get activated. So if And this is how the star beings read the shadow. This is why high frequency is always going to win over low frequency, period, dot. The music just changed. High frequency is always going to win over low frequency, period, dot. It just might take longer, but here's the thing, whenever it sticks, hold on to your pants. Now, my point with this is in the Pisces, and when you're the star being, the information's coming in. You're in super consciousness. You're in like a reality. I mean, you might be doing time flips. You might be, I mean, because it gets, and this is what is going to start building up again for all of us in this new bubble over the next 3 years. So I'm telling you this now so that you can follow along with us in the brand and building and using these energies and learning how to build from both mansions, process it through your field to project your reality, clean out the closet, use all the tools that you can, even as putting out different colors, because everything has consciousness. And then as you get to this plateau, now this could happen in your dreams, it could happen in your reality. You might have a dream that you escaped from a casket, or a dead person came and told you, or you saw somebody getting pulled out, or who knows. But realize that whatever that dream is that you're having, your etheric body, because remember, your body's right here. This is one dimension. This is another dimension. So what's happening is your etheric body blowing up like a pufferfish. So it's blown up like a pufferfish. Well, whatever energy field that's connected to however your body works and how you're reading these messages, because that's what it is, just perfecting. How do we send out messages? How are we reading messages? With reading these messages, your etheric body coiled up with somebody else's bubble, or a group, or all of you are in it together because there's a whole bunch. Maybe you really don't see nothing. Maybe you go cosmic traveling like me in my dreams, right? Maybe you don't see anything of people in your dreams. Maybe you just see energies moving and connecting, and you're like, whoa. Well, remember that those energies up here connecting, what's happening is our energy bubble we're in. I told you how hard it is to break a seal. There ain't very many right now, my superstars, that are hanging out at the tops of these suckers. That's what I want you guys to realize. That's because I tell you what's happening. I feel like a lot of us are hanging out right here, and we really can taken control over this whole thing, but it's just we're not used to it and we don't know. And so it's like you're asleep at the wheel on your ship, and there's other people walking around in this shit, and they're like, ha 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 ha. We're still running everything over here. She's still asleep. She's wide awake. Her etheric body is holding the whole thing, but she doesn't realize it all exists because she's there. So right now, if you are on your healing journey, then ask to be shown the top of each bubble and if you've cleared through it. This is also why, depending on what energies you have, because Fomalhaut's down here, up here, so this is your stars, but it's polarized to what? Virgo, down here. This connection right here, from here to here, is the most important part, and that's what you clear with Cohu 32. Not just the information coming in here, not just the energy of the earth that is connecting to the entire energetic grid. So realize that whenever, because this is my Venus in my natal. So, I mean, this is why I know that I pull stars. It's like my feet are the magnet that pulled the compass, from the core. It's like I would spin around the core energetically because of my direct connection to Fomalhaut. This is also why I can see the evil eye so clearly because it's what it is. Fomalhaut's a deep red hole in space, but it is Archangel Gabriel. It does give you, but this is why this is also the fantasy of the twin journey and Archangel Gabriel and Romeo and Juliet. Nothing wrong with that. And look, this is where I love y'all. And I need y'all in my life sometimes, especially whenever I need to remember love and we want to watch those romance comedies. And we need that because we need to be lifted up. We need to be reminded of that. But you also can't live your life completely like that because you'll get lost in Pisces, thinking everything is supposed to turn out like that, like in a fairy tale. Well, you're on Earth. You're having a human experience. Can parts of it be like that? Oh, hell yeah. Will it be like that all the time? No, impossible. Even those interactions where you're having the most amazing lovemaking, or even maybe you haven't even got it that far because you just had the most intellectual conversation you've ever had with somebody who turned you on. Even just that will send you and your energy so far up, so quick. And then what happens whenever your energy rises? Dark comes at you. It's light and dark. It is what it is. It doesn't mean it's good or bad. It just means that the higher your energy goes until you can balance that out, right? And you might get sick. Both of you could meet each other, then you all of a sudden get ulcers in your throats. You all of a sudden have what you'd call COVID or throat clearings. You meet stomach stuff too, because each of you is having to get the oils and all the bullshit out of your vessel so that when you do come together and start putting a sexual current in that frequency, that it doesn't topple you both over. See, I mean, what's really cool about all of us that have been celibate and I mean, because there's tons of us. I mean, where's our starman? We're ready now. Because we really had to clear sexual energy. We really did. We cleaned the womb. We cleaned the vagina. We cleaned the sperm. We did. We rebirthed the human organs the way that it should always and were connected from Aborigine templates, all put together, which made the AB. So all the original DNA of how your body's supposed to work, all of them mixed together, no matter what the fuck, is what you're getting in this ascension. That connection is lining up for the entire population to happen on August 1st full moon. Now, that August 1st full moon is in Leo between 5 to 9 degrees, which happens to be right now where Mars is about to enter. Mars is at 434 right now. 4 minutes. 4 degrees, 34 minutes. 434. 3 plus 4 is what? 7. 3 plus 4 is what? 7. 434 is a Trinity code. You want to, your eyes subliminally pick up Trinity codes. The same number on the outside, different one in the middle, or not. You add them on each side. 434 is 7, 7. What's 7 plus 7? 14. What's 14? 5. Okay. Those are little tricks that when you then because what's happening is your because this energy is where the full moon is, and it's going to be correcting this hybrid Leo degree. The hybrid Leo degree, this energy in 3 words is a conscious unconscious lion. Consciously unconscious. Now, I know you know what I'm talking about. Now, see, this would be the woke community because everybody went crazy with woke. They blew it up. Woke is not what the media is trying to tell you. It never was what it was meant to be. It's not what woke is. What current media woke is describing is Leo hybrid 5 to 9 degrees. Consciously unconscious. Just enough, just enough to know how to manage your stuff, but then you want to cut off anything else that's going to make you have to completely change the way you think about something. Because the 5 to 9 degrees Leo used to be, it's a zeta reticuli point. I don't want to manifest data no more. There ain't no more there ain't no more gray aliens running around in my realm. Okay. So I call it but what the gray aliens did to the human race with and the pharmaceuticals and blah, 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 all this stuff that was done from us, experimentation, in order to hook into our Syrian network, in order to hook into our Matrix network, in order to hook into this, and then cipher, all from technology, trying to pull our energy and run it through a technical device instead of allowing our energy to print our reality. Because when you put Venus in a simulation, that's what happens. And that's what happened. Meanwhile, what they did with this hybrid Leo degree, because the very beginning degrees of Leo, I call it the cub degrees. You know the movie Hangover? Leo hybrid degree. Perfect example. Any groups, any mean girls, hybrid Leo degree. Groups. You got to be in the group. As long as you've got the group, then everything is freaking honky dory. It's the Cubs. I call it the Cubs. They all work together in a group. The problem is the leader of the group, the alpha, that is the true Regulus Leo, gets stuck in the group because he doesn't want to step out to upset the group. But the truth is, the leader has to step out to upset the group because the group never is going to want to change because it's hard. So those are the very beginning degrees of Leo. So if you think about that as far as human development, even in our ages. So if we think about the cub degrees, and I'm talking 0 to 3 degrees, Leo, if we think about those as the cub degrees, and we think about, okay, then that's where we are like ants and bees down here. To one extent, we all know that we work together, and energetically we all work together to produce things. Then the next part of that is going to be developing individual thoughts about who you are, separate from the group. Now, why do you think they went after 5 to 9 degrees Leo? Because even the Pleiades was, you don't want to be a Pleiadian starseed. You really don't. You really don't. Now, I'm not saying if you are, Pleiadian starseeds are fucking badass. They're like me. I don't wish anybody's chart. I don't wish my chart on anybody. Because I know what I went through to come in on that chart. Same thing with Pleiades is what I mean by that. Now, when you master it, holy. But my point is that you keep projecting. It doesn't stop there. And I brought the Pleiades up because they're up there. They're blue. From the heights, from hell, Pleiades looks really damn good. When you're in hell, when you're underneath everything and you're going, oh my God, somebody see my light, somebody see my light, connect, what's happening? You finally get up to Aldebaran and you're like, oh, and then you're like, oh shit, we're not done yet. Now I've got to rechange my whole way of thinking. What do you mean we got to move the mountain? What the fuck does that mean? You know, you're going through all those weird esoteric riddles of sphinxes in your world because you're having to change your way of thinking about reality and which you know to be true, right? Whenever you're right there and you look up at the star people, it looks pretty damn good. Now, but everybody's forgetting that there's no resources down there. You can't go outside. You are all band together. You are blue because you're not in a body. You're in oxygen. Now you're connected to every creative thought, imaginative frequency, because creation has a very specific frequency, the same as what? Sex and orgasm. So Pleiadian starseeds, and you'll read this on the blog, on the website, because this is the energy that we just came and birthed through. It's the creation energy, but it's a certain frequency. And whenever you know, whenever you get to a certain frequency and your kids run into the room, like just when you get to it, well, that's because they're picking up your frequency. Why are they always walking in right when you and honey are fixing to go down? They're picking up the frequency. We'll realize that your children can pick it up. You think nobody else is watching? So this is why just whenever you have and make love now and you're conscious, be conscious. Command your sexual energy. If you cannot say to somebody before you have sex with them, honey, what are we going to do with this energy? Then you shouldn't be having sex with them. This is how couples build their empires together, with badass passion and love making. Because my gosh, if you can hold that charge, for how long? Then how many is going to jump on your boat? Because that's how it works. Tantra sex. See, I'm telling you all the connections in between why the F-balls people were doing stuff. I'll say real quick too, on the website and under spiritual armor, we have the ArchAngel sigils necklaces. They're really dope. When you pull a sigil or when you draw a sigil, what you're drawing is astronomy. If you go to the website right now and pull up Archangel Raphael, Archangel Uriel, and I want you to look at those sigils and tell me that that's not astronomy. Because what it's doing is it's saying, okay, you have this point, this point. But the archangel energies, depending on which ones they are. Now, and mind you, I'm telling you, because you're the being in the middle. So if you happen to hold one of these, I'm telling you how this works, because you've got a tent post on the 44 of this bubble. If I could keep drawing this, okay? You're not this big X. You're connected into a higher one that's wielding it together over here, and then flushing that, because you're the connection to source that then flushes that to everybody else. Once you get into those ascended layers, or you were born in those layers, or you are those layers, see, this is when once one of you makes it out the chute, the rest will follow, which is how we have waves of awakening. But that archangel is going to go, like, I know Gabriel's got all this angle stuff, see? You know, it'll go from here to here, and then it's got this, okay? Something like that, right? Well, that's because Regulus, if you go look at Regulus, the constellation, Regulus is boom, 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 all these angles. Your energy has to get through those angles. If you have Regulus, you can do that. If you have Raphael, if you've got Fomalhaut, you've got half of it. But no matter, your energy does this. Not all on the archangels, they're kind of like cardinal template lineups, to where if I'm going to overlay this template and overlay this template and overlay this template, then basically what I'm doing is governing the whole wheel. There's points higher than the archangels. There's points lower. There's lower than what you'd call the devil, but it's not human. Neither is the archangel. It's an energy that you embody. Now, this is why you don't want to mess with those of us who have gone all the way up and all the way down, because we're clear to go all the way up and all the way down. But whenever we're in trouble, or if something bad happens, or there's the lowest frequency on the planet that needs to be diminished, we're going to be called on to do it. Why? Because we don't have to do anything but sit there for it to melt. Sit there, transmute, communicate, do whatever, but you don't got to move. You don't got to scream. In fact, the more calm that you stay, the more dense evil energy that we were dealing with, the freakishly calm I got. Freakishly calm, to where after the event would happen and I was looking back, I could even notice as soon as the energy came in, because my energy field just kind of goes like that. When I was in the middle of an attack or an energy current, or breaking that final seal for the collective, even, because there would have to be some type of showdown. Why? Because there was a showdown for it to be made. Two elements had to come together to make it at some point. If that voodoo doll was made from this and this, then there's going to be a showdown between this and this when it comes undone, and the doll takes back her life, because she'll know every single piece when the doll comes back alive, to where you see yourself being taken over and put into a doll. So when you're completely out of this your bubble, you'll know that process. You literally see yourself being rebirthed, and now that could happen in many different ways depending on how deep you had to go here, because that's how much in bits you got blown out down here. The more ancient you are, the more meta you are. The more ancient you are, the more see-through you are. If you're ancient, you're supposed to know to ground your energy into Giza and these star alignments and stuff that I'm telling you. Do you know? No. Did you get the memo? No. Did they send it out? No. I'm sending it out. Hi. Now, I'm going to add one more thing here, because I know this is getting long, but I'm where's my razor? That's going to be black all over my hand. Where did my eraser go? Here, I got a sock. I'll use a sock. What Cohue 32 does. And look, we just learned this by walking through the cycles and putting everything back together. And this is why on the website you see those girls and the crew, and we're like, it changed my life. It changed my life. Well, this is how. As soon as you know your star points, whether you look them up, we look them up, I don't care. As soon as your consciousness knows your energetic lineup, because remember, stars are in dimensions. It's not flat. Okay, so this connection down here, might hit you on the second dimension. This out here is going to hit you in like, I'm hearing 39 to 40. This one right here is going to hit you on the second dimension inside your body. So it's, but remember, because you might have one star in Sirius up here, but it might, if you're traveling through the Sirian star system, number one, you when you're right here, you weigh 10,000 pounds because you're all the way underwater. So the Syrian connection and the telepathy in the brain, again, is this connection right here. But that second connection is the telepathy network that we're all connected into. Why? Because it's the one coming from the deepest vibration. This is where Cancer is. So whenever you physically know, oh, it's like you see all your strings. Well, then you know exactly which two colors these strings are. So then you know, okay, I'm mostly red, so I need blue to balance, blah, 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 blah. And that's why I get hot-headed. Okay. And I'm cleaning more body stuff. This is why I'm always sick, blah, 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 blah. Cool. Now I know. I need to look at blue more. Or I need to listen to just those little color things. Now, in each ray, when you start understanding, oh shit, I'm not only am I all red, then what are the energetic frequencies of those? I guarantee you're a DNA magnet, you're an energetic magnet, meaning you're pulling the energy, you're moving your bubble around the whole thing, and you don't know it. That's why whenever you go to new cities, you get sick as soon as you get there. It also is why when we travel, it's like, you get to a new place, you've never been there. It might take 3 days for you to plant your butt wherever you are. You're energetically, you're clearing all that. You're going to pick up and what you're doing is just sitting and clearing all the energy that's coming from the land underneath, because you're red. That's why you got sent there. To that specific place, because there's a specific geo star point that's connected in there that then you're processing, but you're processing from this way big bubble now, because it's all your energetics merged together. On your chart, MC and Cohu world, and how I understand the energetics of the card and the etheric body and the dimensions, your MC is really your frequency. Whenever you look at your chart, where's your MC? What's the energy of the MC? I don't care where all your other planets are, because that's just going to tell you what you've got to do to get to the frequency of the MC. Whatever the frequency of the MC is, you stay in that mindset with all the other hula hoops going, and you hit a golden mean. See, and this is what AB negative blood just happens to have, the golden mean. But it doesn't, the blood is just a factor. It's all alchemical. And you have to figure out how your thing works. If you happen to get blessed with the AB negative blood, then trust me, you're getting dumped on in another area. Nobody's getting out of this free either. This is why you can't just take people's gifts. It ain't how it works. We are the gifts. I got lost on something right there. So whenever you connect into those higher bubbles, that's what's happening. Then you also know what energy is in the collective, where the collective's at. And this gives you, then that's whenever you start real, and what's great about it is all you got to do is hue up. Once you pull your chart, have one of us do it, do a coloring book. We're going to have the app up by the end of the year. There's all different things that you can get your chart. But once you just acknowledge and write down and see, my Saturn's over here. That's this. That's my program. My son's over here. That's this. That's it. And you consciously have an idea. You just know. Okay? You just know. That's it. You know. You learned it. That's it. You don't have to do anything else. You don't have to do anything else. What happens is that DNA sequence in you, because you know it. Now you've connected it. Now your bubble, you start boom, 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 and immediately, all of you within the first 5 to 7 days, you feel that love blowout. Boom, to where that, the beginning when you first woke up and you like felt all that love energy and it felt like it picked you up. That's your Kundalini. Boom, because now you've got a bubble big enough to blow up. You got to blow up. Your Kundalini comes in and blows it up. Why? Because your body wasn't turned on in your bubble. You got to turn it. I mean, now you're processing the gas. Okay, cool. You just made an injection. Okay, cool. That bitch blew. Yeah, it blew. Now what you're doing is processing all your old shit that blew, that was hybrid in your body. That's why this is where all of our experiencers are not that different than you think. This is where they all end up being programs in different lines. My son was going to be taken from me no matter what, in one sense or form, because it always had been done before. At some point, now the good news is I'm not dead. He's alive. He's here on the planet, and he'll be 18 soon. And I'm finishing up what I told him I was doing, building our new life for the future. It sucks. However, there's a reason it's happening with even the solar cycles. I understand that. But my point is, our line always had him taken away in the future of what was written. So it's impossible for me to completely skirt the whole thing. Now, I should have had resources. The people that should have been here to help me didn't show up. The ones that had the attorneys, and it wasn't any of y'all, those people didn't come. So this is how it ended up. Now, those people that were involved in all that are going to get karma. But I know it ain't coming from me. It'll be coming from our children. We're not going to retaliate. It's not how we are. We're just going to let the lies show for themselves, because that's who we are. That is another example of even the alchemical process. If you can't explain, even the trauma. See, because whenever you have the Orion star seeds, if you have Gemini energy, you have programs. You do. You were completely unconscious at some point. If you have Orion high eights, you have Gemini. You Aldebaran, not as much. But if you have Bellatrix or Beltages, which is where we're having more lineups coming on in July with full moons and new moons. If you have Beltages or Bellatrix, which basically, if you have Gemini from 20 to 29 degrees, or from 3 to 6, and even 12 to 6 in a different way, you were in some type of program. Different ones. Bellatrix and Beltages, you were completely unconscious from anything of the right brain and completely unconscious of spirit and negative space. Your world was run like a video game. That's why it's so hard to believe that you can change it, because your energy was your puffer energy, like mine, was completely taken out, and it was like being run like in the Matrix, like projections in a matrix going to the corporation, blah 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 blah. But the reason that it was running like that is because we didn't have any of our own propulsion and our own energy coming through us to build our own stuff. It was all projections. Whenever you're building your own stuff, you can't move as fast, because, especially if you're the one creating it, because you're energetically creating a new frequency that then other people merge in, and then that has to merge, and then da 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 da, and it's that's why it's really a cosmic joke, because the truth is you create quicker, you're going to manifest quicker doing the processing and doing it slow. But our setting was set fast in a matrix because we had no propulsion, so we weren't processing anything, we were just hitting signals, if that makes sense. And it but you're more busy, and it feels like you're doing something and creating something, but you're not. You're just creating a bunch of currents for something else. Whenever you move slower and allow it to connect, process, do it slower, then that's it'll be done faster. But it's a mind when you come out of that program. And it's why a lot of us and a lot of you that didn't have any of this Orion energy didn't understand it, because you're like, why don't they get it? I don't understand. Why don't they get it? Why don't they get it? It's just energy. Duh. It's just energy. Duh. Yeah. But you don't know what it's like to be in a program to where all of that was siphoned out of you and you didn't have it to use. So whenever you first turn it on and you go, oh my God, I'm not getting my thrust. I'm not getting my energy. When you turn that on for the first time, boom, you're gonna have an experience like you're getting blown out of the matrix, and helicopters are gonna come land on your car almost, because all of us inside here with all these rings that are going off. Now, this is bubbles. We're bubbles inside bubbles, all of us. But this is connected into one bubble. So whenever we're manifesting, and I'm going to leave this here and I think I'll come back, because what I want to talk about next is how in your mind, because this would be in your mind, in your third eye, and how you're seeing everything project as far as who you are, okay, is in here. It's in here. Your whole reality and who you are and what you think you are and what your body looks like. And if you think you're fat, you're going to be fat. Stop saying you're fat. Ooh, this cupcake makes me skinny. I love sugar. It makes me burn fat. You can change your system to do that. We've done it. You just have to say it every day. Just every time you eat the cupcake, say it. If you stop saying it, then you'll start gaining the weight again. Try it. I promise you. You're inside here. But all of us can only pick up the frequency of that whole thing from way out here to way down here and all the layers in between. No matter, it's still all going to be echoing, sending waves all through this one big bubble that's working together in the whole process in order to determine who your individuality is. Because this is the part that we didn't have before, that we have now, but it's tricky. Because you are in an energy current with everyone else. None of this is just your idea. There is no idea or thought process that is down here that only you are picking up, unless you're the only one activated on that strand. And I can promise you that at least we have 144,000 that are all connected on this strand. 144,000 that are linked into 100 monads. So my point is, nothing is just yours. There's no thought or creation down here that is just yours. There's no power that's down here that is just yours. It's not how it works. What can you hold? is the question now. It ain't no longer about, can I get to the higher ethers and channel some shit? Yeah, dumb motherfucker, you can. You can go all the way up there, but as soon as you do now with a full blown open bubble, you're gonna go all the way down here. And if you ain't made to go all the way down here because you weren't supposed to be going all the way up here, then why'd you do it? And then shoots and ladders. The point is to be able to, you're bridging all of that. Those codes are coming out of you in a pure frequency, and you're set and focused in your Taurus, knowing what you're building. Now, this little guy in your mind of whatever your projection is of who you are is what goes out in your etheric body in the 5D to go talk to everybody in your dreams, your clearings, whatever it is, whatever your projection is. So, or I would strongly suggest everybody command that their etheric bodies in every dimension be put back together in full projection and look like you. Because this was little trickery that was done with spyglass, mirrors, mirror tech, blah, China balloon. Now getting interesting. Magnets, magnets. Because whenever we sleep and whenever we're creating, unbeknownst to us, what's really happening is our higher selves, right? Our higher selves, which are in a bigger unit, and they're up here hanging out. And what did I tell you about creation energy? What frequency does it set off? What bells and alarms? So whenever we're creating and this whole thing, trust, it's just like watching the sun, those sunspots. Woo! That's what they're seeing with spy gas technology. This was what Philadelphia Project was. This is what Project Manhattan was. This is what Antarctica is all about. These dimensions, mirrors, projections, coring, blah, 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 blah. These different pieces of your own kite strings. And all you got to do is know, turn on the lights. When you turn on the lights to your stars, then inside, and you're naturally just going to get led to the information that you need, and the people like me in your reality are just going to show up and go, do you need some help? Do you need some money? Oh, boom. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just hit you in the grocery store. I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Did you maybe ask for an angel to come talk to you today? Because this is the lives we lead, as energetic beings. And every single time they look straight at you and they're like, oh my God, yes, I did. Well, okay, come here. Let me see what I get from this. Because I wasn't supposed to be at this store. I don't even need birdseed, man. Spirit sent me here. What is it that you're supposed to know? This is why we do it. We can pick up messages from anything and anybody to get to you. This is why we're here. This is why we're training you to work your microphone, your speaker, your projector. I love y'all. I know this is a little bit longer. Y'all give me a thumbs up. Go check out the website. Connect. We're going to send you this. You can print it, hang it, and then also it's letting us test the site. Connect, and I'll be sending out secret sale dates of when all the clothes will be on sale for the Cosmic Crew so you stars can shine. And I'll be back to do a short video on how to read and pull your chart from Astro.com. I'll talk to you soon. Mwah. Bye, my stars. Go shine.